Hello friends, today we are reviewing a new deck. This is the Wisdom Seekers Tarot by David Fontana. It says cards and techniques for self-discovery and positive change. Sounds like it is right up my alley. So this deck, I just received this in a haul that I recently did. I will link that up above. But this deck retails for $21.95 US and $23.95 Canadian. It says, embark on an extraordinary journey of self-discovery. Actually, let's actually get it out of the package. It's a lot easier to see when it's not in the plastic. So as you can see, this is my first time opening this deck. I'm going to give my honest reviews and first opinions on this deck. I have seen some pictures of it online, but I've never actually owned it before. So this is what it looks like. I love this orange color. I'm not a very big orange person because sometimes I find it just too overwhelming, but this is a very subdued, muted kind of orange, and I really like the color. So now it says, embark on an extraordinary journey of self-discovery and positive change with this classic tarot deck. Each card features an inspiring illustration that makes the underlying tarot symbolism easy to grasp. There's also a helpful guidebook by David Fontana, whose twin perspective as tarot expert and psychologist make this deck the most useful and approachable yet. He explains how tarot symbols can be keys to understanding the instinctive patterns in thought and behavior that are normally inaccessible to our conscious minds, but which determine who we are and what we can become. This guidebook includes a profile of each card as well as traditional layouts to guide you on your journey. Very interesting. So is this how this opens? This is how it opens. It's kind of slides out. Can you see that? It doesn't open up. It slides out. Very neat design. So here is the guidebook. Oh, I like that it's colored. Not all guidebooks are colored, and I really do appreciate when they are in color, especially if color is important. Oh, I like that. I like how they've got the court cards all laid out on one page there, nice and easy to find, comparing all the different princesses, the princes, the queens. That is a really nice feature, to compare across the different suits. I like that. Readings and layouts. I don't really use too many spreads on my readings on this channel. Oh, look, comparing all the nines. Is that how they've compared all of them? It is. That's very nice. I like that. So as I was saying, I don't do too many spreads on my channel. But if you would like to see more spreads, let me know. I can incorporate more. So that is the guidebook. Let's look at the cards. So just a little cigar band on them, which is nice. I hate having excess plastic, and I mean, paper would have been better, but a little bit of plastic is fine. Oh, my box is already ripped. That's disappointing. No fault to the artist or anything. Don't know how it got wrecked there, but it did. So nice, simple orange back. Very nice. I love the simplicity of that. Ooh, the cards are really nice and sturdy. Really like this cardstock. It is somewhat glossy. It's definitely not a high gloss, but for how glossy it is, I would expect the cards to stick, and you can see they're not sticking at all, which is nice. These, I have a feeling, will be really nice to shuffle. This seems really thick. Let me pull out. Yeah, look at this in comparison to my Rider Tarot. So this deck, I mean, you can see it's getting kind of grungy. It's old. Here, let's compare them side by side. See, it's not white anymore. But look how thick these cards are compared to the Rider Tarot. And I mean, are they the same size? They are. They are the same size. But this deck is so much thicker than the other, and that's purely because of the cardstock. Like this feels so flimsy in comparison to that. But put that away. This, well, that's might be a little difficult for my small hands to shuffle, but let's actually, before we look through them, because they're going to be in order, let's give it a shuffle. Yeah, these cards shuffle beautifully right out of the box. The cardstock on these cards, really nice, really worth it. That's a little harder to do just because I have small hands. It's a big stack of cards. If I had bigger hands, like I'm sure my husband would have no issues shuffling that. It's just hard with my small hands. So now let's have a look at some of these cards. The Magician. Oh, I love the imagery on that. That is so cool. I'm going to hold them up a little closer to the camera so you can see them. Seven of Swords. The Hanged Man. Four of Cups. Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. Okay, so that is interesting because on the back of the box, which is this, they talked about understanding the symbolism on the cards, which is easy to grasp. But in terms of a traditional Rider-Waite depiction, that I don't feel is very easy to see. So I'm going to find, we will cut to when I find that card. Oh, here it is. I didn't even have to edit that out. Nine of Swords versus Nine of Swords. This, to me, is a lot easier to understand the symbolism than this. I'll have to read through his book and see what kind of symbolism he is depicting on this, because I mean that seems so much easier for me to understand. So let's actually do that together. Nines. Nines are usually regarded as second in significance only to 3 among the odd numbers, primarily because it is a product of 3 times 3. Okay. So let's see. The Nine of Swords is the most threatening card, representing the sword of time, reminding us how quickly the years hurry past. Okay, like, I like the explanation there, but considering there was such an emphasis on the symbolism on the back of the box, I don't really see that in this card. So that, I mean, this is still a beautiful card, and I can still read from this card. My criticism is the fact that there is such an importance on symbolism, and yet the symbolism is not depicted in the book. Because do you guys, I mean, am I reading that wrong? Do you guys get the Nine of Swords? The Nine of Swords is the most threatening card, representing the sword of time and reminding us how quickly the years hurry past. Do you see that as threatening? I mean, no, I don't. It's still a beautiful card, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Let's keep going. High Priestess, King of Wands, Ace of Cups, Five of Cups, the Empress, Ten of Swords, Princess of Swords, Prince of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Six of Cups, Three of Cups, Seven of Cups, Emperor, Judgment, World. Like even this, like the Three of Pentacles. Like that seems very plain. Let's see what he says for the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles, the suit linked with Earth, depicts the 10,000 kings, the rich diversity of the created universe. Huh? Does anyone else understand that? The Three of Pentacles, the suit linked to the earth, okay, I understand that, depicts the 10,000 things, the rich diversity of the created universe. Okay, if someone understands that and I'm just missing something very obvious, please let me know down in the comments. The Devil, 10 of Cups, 2 of Wands. I mean, these are beautiful cards. I really like the Major Arcana and even like the Court cards. But am I a big fan of the Minors? Not so much. Like, that's a beautiful star, beautiful moon. And I mean, it has all the typical Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, the moon, the two dogs, even the crayfish coming up, the two towers. Like the Six of Wands, this is a card about victory. And is it depicted well? I mean, it's still a beautiful deck. He really likes to show boobs, apparently. Like, why do all the princesses have their boobs out? Now I'm just getting judgmental because I'm a little upset. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But look, more boobs. Nothing wrong with boobs, but at least the queens have their boobs away. Oh, look, there's another princess with her boobs hanging out. Like, why are her boobs hanging out? I do really like the Death card. Again, I really like the Major Arcana cards. Not a fan of all the princesses having their boobs out. Like, look, Princess of Cups, boobs out. Like the Tower, like that is a cool representation of the Tower. The Devil, that's really neat. The World. Temperance. Judgment. Yeah, I mean, like, they're beautiful cards. There's the princess again with her boobs out. First impressions, I'm not as thrilled as I was hoping to be with this deck. The cardstock is absolutely beautiful. The imagery is absolutely beautiful. But considering there was such a focus on the symbolism in the cards, I do feel like the symbolism in the Minor Arcana is lacking. So let me know what your opinions of this deck are, especially if you have used it. I mean, I really do think that this is a beautiful deck, and I will definitely use it. I think I had my hopes set higher than what I received. So that is my review for the Wisdom Seekers Tarot. Again, please let me know down in the comments what you think of this deck and if you've used it. I would love to hear your opinions. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.